Elmer received the fear of his life witnessing his mother pleading for food in the middle of the street, wearing torn clothes. Her skin was browned by the harsh sun, and the agony imprinted on her face from being there, pleading. He had no notion the woman had gone to such lengths to offer him her finest. He had no concept. He had even less suspicion that she had been forced to go there by a member of her family. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. For Elmer, Bernarda was always a model mother. He was the sole kid she conceived while married, and he was raised by Robert, a reputable, kind guy who was also a wonderful parent. Robert had married Bernarda after meeting her on a bus. To be honest, the young couple was quite pleased, and once Elmer was born, they were even happier. Elmer had all he needed to live comfortably from Robert, an accountant. Robert requested Bernarda to leave her work as a law office assistant after Elmer was born, so she could take care of their child. She consented, but soon needed to work to support her son. Elmer was always under his mother's care and had a really happy childhood. Regretfully, Robert passed away in just 2 months after receiving a cancer diagnosis. Cancer was not covered by his insurance plans, thus they would not pay the required amount of money. The family was devastated, both emotionally and financially, by this. Bernarda spent a lot of evenings crying uncontrollably because she could not find an office job similar to the one she had before having children. Bernarda received an employment offer at her convenience store from a neighbor who understood how difficult life had become for her following Robert's passing. The position was in the cleaning department, and it sounded like a lot of effort to put in 12-hour days. Bernarda had no choice but to accept the offer nevertheless. For Bernarda, things were hard from the start. The owner had instructed the shop manager to treat Bernarda with patience and consideration. Therefore, the manager harbored animosity toward her. The manager, on the other hand, insisted that the restrooms be spotless and asked Bernarda to wash them on her knees. The lady responded that she decided how the job was done and that Bernarda should crawl to ensure everything was pristine when Bernarda objected, claiming she could clean the toilets while standing. Additionally, the woman would postpone Bernarda's food breaks until eventually her body gave out from weariness and she passed out in the restroom while mopping the floor. Bernarda was found laying on the ground with a brush in her hand by the store owner who just so happened to be there. The owner demanded an explanation from the management and promptly dialed for an ambulance. The management made up the story that Bernarda chose to clean in that particular manner. Bernarda later revealed the facts to the owner, who was incensed with the management. However, Bernarda and the manager carried on their collaboration and, quite surprised, grew close. Bernarda saw very little of her son with that job, and she was dismayed to realize how worn out she was. After the store's owner went overseas 10 years later, the business closed, leaving Bernarda jobless. Her son Elmer was now at college, and she fretted since she had nothing to send him. Fortunately, she was hired to clean a house by a friend who used to be the shop manager. Despite the meager pay, Bernarda was content and hoped to fund Elmer's education. When Bernarda arrived at work the following day, the landlord was ruthless and autocratic. Bernarda set herself the objective of suffering the harassment out of need. The owner of the residence would often become irrationally angry and accuse Bernarda of failing to do her job obligations. Bernarda was given only 1 meal break by mom and was reprimanded for even watching TV. Bernarda bore all of this till her son received his diploma. Elmer was happy to inform her that he had a girlfriend and that, should he secure employment, they intended to tie the knot. His girlfriend, Katya, was from a middle-class family whose parents were lawyers. She possessed luxuries Elmer had never experienced. When Katya first met Bernarda, she talked about topics that were not relevant to Bernarda's life, which made her uncomfortable. Katya liked Elmer's house, but insisted on refurbishing it before their marriage. A few weeks later, without consulting Bernarda, she hired contractors to totally remodel the house. Thanks to Katya's parents, Elmer was able to secure employment quite fast. He begged his mother to give up her job, but she refused, saying she was accustomed to it. She was really against moving in with her daughter-in-law since Katya had been mistreating her behind Elmer's back. Bernarda felt lost when Elmer and Katya were married. The remodeling made her feel like a stranger in her own house. Bernarda asked her employer if she might work weekends without getting paid extra so that she could avoid living with Katya. Her boss concurred, but without payment. Eventually, Bernarda's intolerable boss packed up and moved out, leaving her jobless once more. Bernarda went home with her little luggage, only to find that the locks had been changed when she attempted to unlock the gate. Asking her icily what she was doing there with her bag, Katya opened the door. Bernarda told Katya that she had to stay at home since she lost her work, to which Katya replied, "Look, lady, this house no longer belongs to you. You have no use here. It's now mine and my husband's. Disappear from our life as you're only a barrier to Elmer." Bernarda felt devastated. Having no one to turn to, she ventured into a park and took a seat with her bag under a luscious tree. She lived on alms and the kindness of others for a few days. By coincidence, Elmer and Katya went for a jog in the park area one morning. Elmer said, "What are you doing here in this condition?" Upon seeing Bernarda. Bernarda described her condition, and Elmer was horrified. "Why didn't you come to me?" he inquired. "I did, but your wife has made me feel like I'm just a burden," Bernarda said. Unable to believe Katya had embarrassed his mother in this manner, Elmer started crying. Bernarda was informed she didn't need to be homeless by the young man after he picked her up and grabbed all of her belongings. He then brought her home, put her in a room, and gave Katya instructions to start cooking and cleaning his mother's things right away. The woman became furious at that point and informed him she would prefer to be independent than to have a maidservant. Elmer held his mother in more regard since she had given up her career to pursue her education. He promptly accepted the suggestion for a divorce. "Hey, you can't love my mother's son either if you can't esteem her. Thus, my mother comes before you, even if I love you," Elmer stated. This is how this lovely story finishes, friends. Respect the people in your life, especially your mother, who is the source of your existence. She is the one who has always supported you without asking anything in return. She provided you all you needed so you wouldn't encounter shortages. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.